What up? It's your boy Mars Wolf, and I'm here chatting with Milky.
What you know about rolling down in
I mean, my musical journey, I started when I was 13, 13, 14, sort of around the time my parents got divorced. I was like a very bottled up type of person. I didn't speak to anyone about like the way I was feeling, or when I wanted to get across something, I didn't just go to someone and speak to them about it. It was more like putting pen to paper or just listening to music and letting like music be my outlet. And I from that like I stayed with my grandparents because my parents split up. My mum remarried, and my grandparents spoke Greek. So it would be me rapping in my room, and literally my grandpa a lot of the time, and my grandma knocking on the door telling me to be quiet, and they had no idea what was going on. They just thought I was screaming. So like literally like that, from that point, that's like when my influences came or started. I started to find influences, and about maybe like 15 to 17, that's when I started like taking it seriously from a point of like making songs, and that's how the journey started. I always wanted a name that I felt like had like mysteriousness to it. Like I didn't want to just be like little something or whatever. Nothing wrong against those names, but I just wanted to have something that stood out and was different and unique. And for me, I always felt like I had a mask on, like a fake smile, and I was just acting like I was happy, but I wasn't. And I guess like it came to a point where I was like, when I went to the studio, when I, walked through the doors and I got in and I started making music, like the real me came out, the mask came off, the wolf showed himself, and like the aggressive beast that you hear on the track sort of transformed. And like, because outside of music, I'm very chill. Like, you would never think I'm a rapper. Like, you just be like, he's a normal Aussie bloke. But then when I get into the studio, it's like no girls, no mates. It's just like work time. I find it weird when people or artists don't want to use like emotion in a song, like when you have like that platform. For me, I never thought Astro was going to go to this level, so like I said, why not speak about something that I care about. And I guess like I didn't want to create a topic from Astronaut in the sense of just me, and that's why I say, what you know about rolling down the deep, because I make it very universal by asking what's your story, rather than just speaking about me and like my mental depression and like anxiety and feeling out of place in the world. I also throw it back to the listener, being like, tell me where you've been, which is what I get back from like listeners at the moment. So I mean, for me, it's always about creating emotion and a storyline, and then creating like a bigger picture. I think it's more like the hidden message that you don't really find straight away. Like it's sort of like an Easter egg. You listen to the song, it's a banger, and then you might go on YouTube, and then you'll see like my pinned comment of what the story is actually about, or the song is actually about, and the message behind it, and then you find reason to love it every bit more. And then I don't know, like it's just got elements of like this weird country guitar, and then this rapper comes out and he sounds like a hip hop rapper. It's just got different elements that are like, what is going on, but it all fits. And I think like because of COVID, also like it resonated with a lot of people during times of like lockdown and feeling out of place, which was not what the song was meant for. Like I wrote it in 2019, so it's like I never made this song for TikTok or for COVID, and it's like everything just aligned up, and it was like, hey, this is meant like for the world. I mean, I do like to be a part of everything, because I feel like the track is me. Not to the point where I'm being rude or whatever like that, but I'll be like, yo, I don't think this backdrop suits, or I like this type of vibe more than the other. And in the editing process, like obviously I get sent and they say, what do you think of this? And I'm like, no, take that out. It needs to be better here. I feel like you have to be involved. I mean, it's representing me, not just a song that you put out onto streaming platforms. So for me, I mean, I'm a big perfectionist, and it's something where I'm like, the littlest snare in like a song that I don't like, I want change. So for the video, it's like the same thing. I don't want to sound cheesy, but like J Lo is pretty massive. I mean, like I remember the morning, like I woke up, I was on the couch, and I just went onto TikTok just to because I reply to a lot of the videos thanking them for using my song, and I was like, "Is this J Lo in a yellow bikini dancing to my song?" And I like rubbed my eyes, and I'm like, "This is J Lo." So I was like, "Okay, this is pretty nuts." Like she's an icon. Like everyone knows, Jenny from the Block, that song that popped off. So like to have an icon like use my song, and her be like, "Okay, I'm going to do a video to this song. I like this song," makes it like 10 times better. I mean, you're always going to be in a tricky situation no matter what. If you think it's all going to be like a yellow brick road, then you're thinking the wrong way because there's always going to be like a hurdle or an obstacle. But for me, it's like you have like one choice, either you choose like the obstacle to become like a hurdle and get over that hurdle and you make the negative a positive, or you make the negative even a more negative. And I try to be like a person that is not negative and use like every type of piece of like negative aura and transfer it to like a positive side of things. The only time I really get angry is around music, when I'm like, I'm not happy with this, or I need this to be better, and I'm angry at myself, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like for any musicians or like artists that are wanting to come up or are trying to come up, it's more about just knowing that your sound is like unique and you're being your true self rather than trying to fit into a trend. And that's what I always focused on, not fitting into a trend. Okay, these guys are doing drill and grime, I have to do this now. I just stuck to my own lane. For me, it's like I always look for a beat first because it's kind of like you're getting like the canvas and you're putting it onto the holder, and you're getting ready to like paint a picture. And the beat like outlines the story for me. Like I get an ambient vibe or a nighttime vibe or like an aggressive vibe, and then I always focus on the chorus first. I'll never do the verses before the chorus because the chorus will outline like the topic I need to speak about, and I always try to relate the verses with the chorus, because I feel like if you have verses that don't connect, then you've lost the song. And I always focus on like making a catchy chorus, as you guys obviously love all my music and it's so catchy. Um, but yeah, it's always having a catchy chorus and really making sure like I don't have filler lines in the verse that mean nothing, and it's all like connecting. So I'm currently working on the album. We currently have like singles all ready to go, which hopefully we're planning for May, for the first release. International collaborations have been organized as well. I can't say any names, but some are all good to go and some are still pending, but they'll be on the album too. And obviously tour as well is a massive plan for us, but with COVID we're just trying to say, okay, where can we go and when can we go? Energy, pure energy.
When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that in slow motion. Yeah.
Joyner Lucas, Kevin Gates, Eminem. Joyner Lucas. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. James Bond.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your
Hannah Montana.
goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much,
50 Cent when I was 19.
yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the
Mambo number 5.
know about rolling down in the deep. When your brain
Lily.
people talk too much, put that in slow motion. Yeah,
Joyner Lucas.
astronaut in the ocean. She say that I'm cool. I'm like,
Drake.
yeah, that's true. I believe in G-O-D. Don't believe in TH.
Shut up and stop complaining.
Me dumb. I'm a player for fun. Y'all don't really know my
Most probably when I was like 20, 21, and like just friends were saying you have to keep going, like that first bit of confidence. And like when I first heard myself on like the community radio station, I was like, okay, I can do this.